Pimento University. Pimento U. Good old P.U.
Pimento U, oh sweet P.U. Thy fragrant odor scents the air. A pox on Yale, poo Purdue. Pimento U, my college fair.
I'm Mr. Amphibian, and I stranded a bunch of Pokemon on deserted campgrounds for 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks! These contestants have fought for the chance to rise up, while others were tonight's big losers. Today, I will be unveiling never-before-seen footage, filled with juicy drama, romance, and a third thing.
Zubul, look at this!
Plus, I'll be revealing the 17 contestants who've been promoted, and the 6 who've fumbled the bag. Grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice, and try not to reach for the screen, cause here we go! Oh my god, guys, it finally happened. Garchomp... Well, it's okay, cause Garchomp still has another chance. Ogerpon rose because... I can't do it. I'm still torn up about... Fortunately, I don't have to. I've invited 2 special guests with us today from the Weezing Lounge to cover Teal Mask Ogerpon. Please give a warm welcome to Will of Fire and Little Big Planet 2. They recently started a YouTube channel where they mostly analyze tournament replays, and the production quality is insane, like, holy shit. To give you an idea on what I mean, allow me to pass down the spotlight while I cry in the corner.
Ogerpon just rose to overused, but how? The Wellspring variant overshadows it with its ability to break fed structures, except Teal Mask recently found its niche through SPL's success and a surprising synergy with stall teams. The reason it works, unlike other forms, it can hold an item, but thanks to its Terra ability, it provides speed control without needing a scarf. Equipping heavy-duty boots makes it a unique utility pivot.
It thrives in fetter structures, because it can make progress with knockoff. Disrupt setup threats thanks to Anchor, you turn out of its checks safely, while partners like Pecherant or Corviknight help it hit the field without taking a scratch. But if you need an offensive solution, SD isn't your only choice.
CBIV Cudgel is a nuke against the rising popularity of screens. With Terra, Ogerpon outspeeds the Oxys and shatters its plans like glass. The catch? You are walled by titans like Dragonite or Corviknight, therefore you need to help Ogerpon with teammates that can pressure them, otherwise your grass will be smoked.
Get ready for this!
You're fronting me. What? But that's impossible.
Oh man, what is she doing here? That, by popular audience demand, it's...
Hydreigon's return to UU is a surprise. It competes with Tier King Latios, and most of the offensive meta poses a threat to it. Hydreigon is not dominating the tier like the UUs of old, and yet Hydreigon remains a respectable wall breaker in this new, slower-paced metagame. Earth Power and Dark Pulse hit many of the relevant Draco resists, and it can use a defensive Terra like Poison or Steel to flip its matchup with Pheasantipede and Scarf Gardevoir. Scarf has seen use to surprise faster targets with a Pipe Bomb. What separates Hydreigon from Latios is its matchup into Skeledirge and Sinistcha. Spike stacking Fats utilizing one of these two have recently been seeing a surge in usage. Hydreigon can swap in multiple times versus these mons and is completely impervious to spikes.
I knew I couldn't trust ya. No, you can trust me, bro. Hey, man, I'd never double-cross you. Lies! All lies! Mother said never trust a man with tusks. Ah, well, guess what? You're banned, Charlie! Now, how do you like that, pretty boy?
If you remember from last year, Mamoswine dropped because of Weavile. It's much faster while still being a gigantic pain to switch into. But that was a year ago, and UU had lost several faces since then. Mamoswine has a couple things to set itself apart from the ancient paradox form of Chien-Pao. It, being an ice ground type, is huge because it can smack one of Weavel's biggest checks in Tinkaton with a nasty Earthquake. Mamoswine is more comfortable with running an item like Leftovers for longevity or Life Orb for explosive damage without needing like 2 Rapid Spinners. Mamoswine still prefers Boots, but even if it misses the odds of 2-hit KOing standard Skarmory after Rocks, Skarm is 1 flinch away from folding to Icicle Crash. Mamoswine could also sometimes surprise opponents with a set consisting of 3 attacks and Substitute, with Trailblaze in the 3rd slot. Trailblaze lets Mamoswine potentially snowball offensive teams with the added benefit of being coverage for Rotom Wash.
I have participated in mewing, and the whole idea behind mewing is that it should be your natural mewing, right? That basically means that mewing has enough space to accommodate mewing, and that you've got proper mewing for development. And this also, is going to help you with focusing on mewing, which, during your mewing is one of the key things for Looksmax. There's not much you can do after you've already developed improperly, but mewing is going to be one of those things that's absolutely mewing during Looksmax.
I guess UU was able to rekindle its friendship with Mew, the hazard-setting bot. It does pretty much the same thing it always does. Throw shit onto the floor like a toddler and doesn't pick up after themselves. Look what you've done. Now Excadrill has to fix this mess. Can we keep it clean? For 10 minutes?
Dear Underused, please take away Talonflame, our best defogger, and a core defensive glue of the tier, so we can ban 3 more Pokemon and make the rarely used tier unplayable.
There, I f***ing said it!
Ah, yes, more defensive Pokemon from RU. They just keep on coming. Talonflame isn't good in UU, but there is this one stall team that uses Talonflame, and that got spammed a bunch on the ladder. It's not terrible. As a defogger, it has good matchups into the tier's top Stealth Rock setters, and Flame Body disrupts many physical attackers. It even outspeeds Weavile by 1 point.
It appears they don't allow people of color in this community.
What does Necrozma do? I know my job is to answer this question, but there's several psychic types who can do the whole calm minding shtick, and 2 psychic types who can set rocks at the time. Is its primary niche that of a Dragon Dance sweeper? Photon Geyser is a big middle finger to Quagsire and Mimikyu. With how much stall has been spammed, that's a huge deal. It has perfect coverage to smack Photon switch-ins. All the relevant Dragon Dancers are gone too, so there's not a lot of competition for that. Oh, where are my manners? Forgot to take out the trash. Here's your answer. Necrozma rose because it has a niche as a win con with a strong stall matchup on top of having other roles it could fill in the builder.
What's a horse to a dinosaur, killer? Aerodactyl. T-Rex knocked the air out that bitch. T-Rex the dactyl.
Mienshao isn't the only prominent fighting type in the meta, because there's also Breloom and Gallade. Terrakion's good too, one of the biggest winners of the previous tier shift. Without Hippowdon, RU is scrambling for other bulky ground types, all of which get blown up by close combat. Except Gliscor, but that shit has no reliable recovery. Terrakion is more consistent at wall breaking than ever before. Sword Stance seems to be most popular with the Terrak. With Air Balloon and Substitute, it's good at finding chances to Sword Stance on Crocodile, Alolan Muck, and Umbreon. Terrakion has also seen usage as a hazard lead similar to Dusk Lycanroc.
We getting off the boob nut.
Don't say that. It's not fucking funny.
We getting off the boob nut.
I should elaborate. Barraskewda is the fastest Pokemon in the RU tier, but most of y'all know him for Rain. The archetype has gotten stronger with Hippowdon's departure. Barraskewda has great synergy with other Rain allies like Estralegion and Tornadus, since it could bait its checks with Flip Turn. We're using a fish as bait! The irony had lost on me! I am so sorry about that Carl impression. Apart from being on an alluring sample team, Toxtricity serves a valuable role on some hyper offenses. You might notice that Gengar and Ryu often runs Toxic Spikes. This is because Toxic Spikes are amazing into the HO matchup. With how few offensive poison types there are, Hyper Offense often has no choice but to take the punch and try to end the game quickly before Toxic Spikes takes them out. Thus, they made a call with NU to take Toxtricity away from their hands to absorb those damning Toxic Spikes. Toxtricity is not just a T-Spike absorbing bot. Its defensive typing is surprisingly good for generating shift gear opportunities and deafening teams with Throat Spray boosted boom bursts. Toxtricity is also completely immune to both paralysis and poison, making it one of the few special sweepers in the tier capable of beating Alolan Muck. To enforce its chokehold on special walls even further, Toxtricity techs Drain Punch, smacking Blissey, Assault Vest Cyclizar, and Hisuian Gudra. Now a moment of silence for Barraskewda. Barraskewda has a niche in NU because of how well it switches into Spec's Toxtricity. Also, it's good interchange
Wolfglick is a heartless manipulative bum who bribed and cheated his way to the top. And Wolfsick isn't making himself look better by holding actually good players like Joey hostage until he wins. He yells at children just for fun. Wolfblick doesn't see his Pokemon as friends, but chess pieces he uses to deploy skillless strategies like perish trapping. One day Wolfglick tried convincing Dilliomans to throw the win, but they saw the Wolfglick in sheep's clothing and demanded a fair fight. Wolfpick got destroyed immediately. Humiliated his ego was, he revealed his true colors and threw a temper tantrum in front of the crowd. Later, he AI-generated the footage to make himself look humble. The only reason Incineroar's usage was inflated is because Wolflick convinced his army of shareholders to glaze this bum-ass tiger. To learn more, search up Incineroar inflation on Google.
Dusk Lycanroc learned the harsh truth that most parents... Are you fucking kidding? Why are you drag racing in the fucking parking lot? I swear, frat boys do the most dumbest shit just to compensate for their small dick. Dusk Lycanroc learned the harsh truth that most parents do have a favorite. Right now it's Terrakion. Terrakion is bulkier and stronger with stab close combat. The speed tier doesn't make a big difference. They both outspeed everything from Mienshao and below. Most of the current hyper offenses don't even use Dusk'n'Rock as a lead. And even if for whatever reason your mother forbid you from using Terrakion, there's always the midday version. Scarf Ironhead Jirachi is the ultimate counter lead to Terrakion and Dusk'n'Rock. But midday Lycanroc has Steadfast, guaranteeing rocks versus lead Jirachi. TLDR, the dog got mogged.
Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
That's right, you get all of this.
Where's the dog?
I have no clue.
Now, Arcanine is viable, albeit fringe. But what made it NU material? Nothing! Come on, dear viewers, you should know how the NU tier operates. Before you say Uberfiend, it wasn't him. He's done a lot of things when it comes to NU tier shifts, but this wasn't him. Instead, Arcanine's usage is attributed to Donovan Switchel. Other than that, it's a niche option on offense, especially grassy terrain with Curse, Terra Normal, E-Speed. You know what, I should make a video on this. Once tier shifts are over, I'm gonna make a video on this shit, because you can't keep getting away with it!
Talk to it, man!
Aren't you a little goofy? If I had appeared to you any less goofy, you would have run down the hill screaming. You seemed scared enough when you thought I was a glowing rabbit.
Uxie, Puxie. Uxie has been found on more teams lately, from balanced and to standard offense. Uxie's qualities in PU transfer nicely into NU. Uxie's utility pool is compounded with its ground immunity and fighting resistance. On offense or terrain, Uxie can cheese wins with Nasty Plot and Terra Fairy Draining Kiss. Why would you use this over Hisuian Articuno or Reuniclus? Encore, letting Uxie punish opposing win cons and other walls.
Guys, we're literally having a sleepover with...
Scrafty is having an awkward phase right now. Scrafty initially rose for being an effective progress maker / win con rolled into one that can stick for slower paced games. and be a decent Monkey Dory check thanks to Shedskin. However, like a Dragon Dance Kyurem, things are getting dicey, and Scrafty is walking on thin ice. Scrafty is ineffective against NU's other big town psychic type, Hisui and Articuno. One look and Scrafty is eating 74 miles per hour winds. Scrafty's whole deal is its longevity, but NU is favoring offense and bulky offense. This British assassin is gonna shoot the Prime Minister at the stage! Oh no! Anyways, Glowbro dropped because of a new toy NU got a few months ago, Reuniclus. Glowbro is better at sponging physical hits, but Reuniclus has a better offensive/defensive profile thanks to Magic Guard and its higher damage output. Magic Guard also frees up an item slot for Reuniclus on teams that abandon hazard removal, whereas Glowbro is forced into throwing on the Tims. It also overlaps with other great psychic types. Glowbro is still a solid choice in the tier, what with its expansive coverage pool and ability to pivot around Flamigo.
Given this information, why did I still put her in the top 11 hottest anime women list? I didn't know! I mean, look at the way they're drawn, man! I thought they were college, but now you have made that guess? Come on, look at the way they're showing the mirror! I swear, officer! I mean audience!
Vileplume was well regarded as a talented player and artist, but what he did was unforgivable. He was caught texting inappropriate messages to a minor. Fortunately, he was swiftly banned once mods found out. I don't think I have to explain to you why he shouldn't be doing that. Also, while doing research, I found that he was hired to work as a scriptwriter for the early draft of Inside Out 2, but he only contributed to one deleted scene before being permanently banned from the studio.
Oh, let the earth swallow us now!
Their bodies are so curvy!
Society will wonder for many generations why this line was included in the original script. Oh wait, silly me. I must have read the scrapped Zephyr Moonbeam callout script by accident. This is about Vileplume. Okay. Alright, let's start over. Fellas, what you're witnessing is a historical moment. Vileplume finally dropped to PU. Thank God. After Amoonguss dropped to NU and after all the meta developments that went on in NU, there was absolutely no reason for Vileplume to stay NU proper. So many Pokemon use Vileplume as setup fodder or for free hazards. I like to think of Vileplume as that one person you let hang in your apartment who does nothing but trash the place, but because you're so nice, you don't want to start conflict, so you let them continue leaving trash everywhere and using your shit without asking, until you finally gain the courage to kick them the fuck out. True story.
And the way forward is to embrace everything.
Yeah.
To love yourself.
If I was crying, you'd hear tears sprinkling and dripping all over my
the
desk.
good parts.
But all you heard was your mom's
and just
as
realize
and watch the mother
you're a person.
just splash out like anime.
And that makes you good enough.
Bitch ass.
Wo-Chien, no! The meta is not too favorable for Wo-Chien. It might seem as if things would get better without Breloom, but NU is leaning towards a more offensive direction, which doesn't align with Wo-Chien's game plan of clicking Knockoff and Leech Seed for 80 turns. Wo-Chien is still a perfectly fine defensive chess piece. I mean, there's a reason it's among the A ranks. Wo-Chien's still a great check to Rhyperior, Raikou, Dragon Dance Flygon, and more.
$265. What? Well, you should have finished college.
Did you finish college?
No! Why do you think I'm a waiter?
Porygon Z's self-esteem has been at a down low ever since they got kicked out of NU. Fortunately, they'd get accepted to Pimento University. Pimento U. Good ol' PU. We're going full circle, baby! Porygon 2 is the spiritual successor of Goodra and the Dunsparce combined. A bulky stat stick that is both tough to KO and tough to switch into. What may surprise you is that Porygon 2 found tournament success as an offensive threat. It farms special attack boosts from download on physically bulky Mudsdale, Rhydon, and Alolan Sandslash, which is quite a big deal. To give an example, Terra Ghost Porygon 2 with Terra Blast at +1 can 2-hit KO specially defensive Alolan Sandslash and Block Spin at the same time. You need Modest and Max Special Attack to achieve this, but Eviolite Porygon 2 is so bulky by the tier standards that you don't need that much HP investment. Agility and or Charge Beam sets have also seen some sparse usage. It may not be a Porygon Z, but they're a Porygon 2.
Life, death, life, death, life, death, life, death, life, death! Shut the fuck up!
The main illuminating appeal of Lantern is that it's a hard counter to Rotom Heat. Without Goodra, checks to it are scarce. As we'll see with a few more of these rises, Goodra's absence played a huge role. It's not only great into Heatom, but it has good matchups with Milotic, Delphox, Salazzle, Tatsugiri, and Jolteon, while providing slow pivot support to offensive mons. Lantern could also choose to cosplay as a fairy type to ruin Palmon's day.
Touchdown!
Okay, how many of y'all would have expected Passimian to come back into PU? Fighting type competition is fierce, but Passimian found its home as a decent offensive pivot with knockoff and powerful close combats. Passimian has great coverage such as Gunk Shot to smack Florges. Defiant serves to punish Intimidate mons like Hisuian Quillfish, and Defog. Ignore the fact that the best defogger in the tier is Cramorant.
Oh, words won't do it. I love you, Mo.
Please, not in public.
Fuck you, Disney! Mo's been homosexual since the 90s. Anyways, who am I talking about? Oh, right, Rotom-Mow. Goodra leaving the tier brought about a sort of grass-type renaissance in PU. Rhydon is used on more teams than ever before because without the presence of a fat dragon type, Rotom Heat has been an absolute monster. Rotom-Mow doesn't match the aura of Rotom Heat, but it punishes teams' over-reliance on Rhydon hard while doing what Rotom does best. Click Wisp and then Volt Switch. Rinse and repeat. Shaymin is a strong overlooked offensive threat in PU. It is blessed with not needing to run Dazzling Gleam anymore, instead rocking Air Slash to cover bulky grass types like Amoonguss and now Wo-Chien. Not only is it annoying to swap into with Seed Flare's ridiculous Sped drop rate and coverage options, but Shaymin grants offensive teams a Healing Wish and a Status Sponge versus that dumb fucking fish. However, there is an elephant that I need to address.
Francine.
The recent tier shifts introduced a slew of new Shaymin checks, which means Shaymin and also Rotom-Mow may be walking on tightropes.
Double XL just, announced their 2025 freshman class.
Now I'm gonna stop you right there.
No.
Wait, I know where you're going, and I can't go with you because I don't invest in that.
I know. I just want to see what you would say. I'll say, who's your favorite rapper on the 2025 freshman class?
I can tell you right now, I don't know not one of the motherfuckers you gonna name.
1900 Rugrat?
I don't even know. I don't know who that is.
Baby Chief Do It?
I don't know who that is.
EBK J-Mo?
I don't know who that is.
Eve Triplin?
I don't know who that is.
Jello, aka LeAngelo Ball?
Listen, if it were up to me.
You know who that is though, right?
LeAngelo Ball?
Yeah.
The basketball player?
Yes.
Yeah. He's rapping?
Yeah, he's rapping now.
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb on the whole generation.
Congratulations, Snorlax! You're no longer ZU! Instead you're PU, but hey, you could be Tauros and Executor right now. With all the scary special attackers running around now that PU's de facto special sponge is gone, Big Snore has stepped up to meet the demands. Dick Fat is the ability of choice, serving as a check to the dangerous fire types running around, especially Salazzle. As a matter of fact, Snorlax is the only 100% reliable Salazzle check, either with Rest Talk or foregoing Dick Fat for immunity. As additional insurance, Snorlax can run Terra Fairy, Poison, or Ghost to wall out Blazebreed Tauros. These defensive Terras also flip its type matchup with other top tier fighters. Quahoho. 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 Skuntank is an odd case, where it's good at its role, but there's also plenty of other Pokemon that can fill it. If you want a dark type with offensive utility and Sucker Punch, you got Bombardier. If you want a dark poison type, Hisuian Quillfish, and that also has spikes. They're considered more splashable than Skuntank, but this skunk is still a fantastic trade machine with Helmet plus Aftermath. Many Pokemon that Skuntank was good against previously are back in the tier, so we can expect it to return in the next tier shift. If there is a next tier shift! And there you have it. From the looks of it, the tiers are frozen, meaning that no more tier shifts for the rest of the generation. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is around here. Now this is the part where I'd get all sappy and talk about how much this channel has grown. Blah blah, not good enough. Blah blah, 5k subscribers. Blah blah, Caramarant. Nah, fuck that. We're doing something new. We're talking about the future. During the early years of each new generation, the tier shifts will happen monthly instead of tri-monthly. Does this mean I'll be posting a tier shift video every month? Now hold your horses. Until things have settled down, I'll only be covering the important rises and drops. I don't think I need to give a 30-second explanation on why Ladian didn't make it into the big leagues. That's the game plan, unless Smogon decides to completely change the way tiering works. Anyways, I should start working on something for Pokemon Champions before it becomes irrelevant. Or maybe I'll make that Little Cup video so Eviolite Bisharp can give me my cat back. Or maybe I'll do more SVOU content or another Q&A. Or maybe I'll watch El Chavo and LARP as an El Chavo superfan. I don't know, I'll think of something. What are your thoughts? Are you satisfied with how the tiers look now? Or do you miss Garchomp? Thank you for watching, and remember, we've fallen as a society when our attention spans are so fucked up that most of BKC's videos are under an hour now.
We getting off the curb nut.